So are you that recent graduate, I am too. I graduated literally on the 7th of April 2025 at the Valley University of Technology. And if you are that recent graduate, then we both can relate to the excitement that we felt when you realized that, oh my God, I'm about to complete my studies, being something that I have been longing for such a long time, making my dreams come true, complete my studies, get my qualification, get a job, get my life in order. But then you soon then get hit by a wave of reality where we're dealing with high stats of unemployment and nothing seems to be going your way. So if you are in that, don't worry, because you and I literally are in the same boat. But today I actually want to talk about this topic: the chronic unemployment, the financial hardships, the anxiety, the depression, the feeling of worthlessness, and just an ongoing rejection. And what I want to do is to push in this video into two parts. The first part is I'm going to talk about my own struggles and things that I've went through because of lack of jobs and just unemployment, just navigating this journey after university, after my graduation. And the second part of this video is going to be things that I've done to literally get out of that dark hole that I was in, the feeling of worthlessness, where hope is gone, where faith is gone. And I was thinking that my life is over. We're going to talk about what I have done. And it's something that I'm also going to suggest to you to see if maybe you can also change your life, even if it's not going to be a 360 turn or change. But let's see if that wouldn't bring any positivity, wouldn't revive your spirit back, wouldn't bring hope and that faith that is lost and gone. So I do hope that you received this video well, because as you can tell, it's a highly sensitive and triggering topic, not only to me but also to so many people out there, because I know for a fact that this is a struggle of so many people out there, and this is a reality of so many people out there. And so I just don't want to talk about it for the sake of just talking about it and feeling like making content out of it. I really want to talk about it because I care, but also because I relate. And I think comparing the two seasons of my life, from where I was at the beginning of the year to where I am now, I really feel like maybe someone might benefit out of this some way. I don't know. I hope so. It's really my hope, and that's why I'm making this video, to say I really hope that it helps the next person out there. So let's get right into it. I hope this video finds you well, finds you alive, and you are doing extremely well. I hope someday you like what you see and you click the like on the like buttons. I hope someday you like what you see and you drop a comment on the comment section. And I hope someday you like what you see and you actually click the subscription button. For some people that day is today, for some people it's next week, for some people 2 years to come. Some people never see that time, but we move, that's life anyway, right? So today we are talking about the topic of the chronic unemployment, the financial difficulties, the anxiety, the depression, the feeling of worthlessness, and just an ongoing rejection, right? Okay, so I can relate to all of those things that I've mentioned. I think it was at the age of 13 where I went through solid struggle, and that is when my father lost his job. And at the time, my mom was at home, was a stay-at-home wife, and she then had to get up and try make ends meet, okay? And at the time, she was working as a domestic worker. So at home, it's me, my two sisters, the other one was in varsity, me and the one that I come after, we were in high school. So it was extremely difficult because they had to think of things like school fees, food, everyday needs and stuff like that. It was literally so hard. So trust me when I tell you that I can relate to the crushing sense of worthlessness, where you get to a point where you get thousands and thousands of the rejections after sending thousands and thousands of job applications, and nothing seems to be working out for you. I know that very well. I've been in that. I've received so many of that, and I know for a fact that that is not a pleasant space to be in, okay? And I can also relate to the anxiety, the insomnia, and the stress, you know, when you see, you know, that little burning hope that you had literally come crashing or just dying out because of that ongoing rejection, like I'm saying, where your time, your effort, your dedication is not getting you anywhere. You're like, oh my god, I'm doing everything that I can to research about this job before I apply. I'm putting time, I'm putting energy. I spend time revamping my CVs, I spend time revamping my cover letters. I'm literally putting the best foot forward when it comes to this, but I just get negatives, negatives, negatives. And you just feel like I can't do this. At this point, why am I even doing this? Is this even worth it? I can relate to all of that, okay? So if it's not that, then you are struggling with, you know, this feeling whereby you are just looking at your life and it's just passing you by. You know, the feeling of you just pacing through days because there is no routine, and so majority of the time you just spend your time in bed, not doing anything, you know, not being productive or anything of a sort. You know, when you are in that situation, I know, man, that even the smallest pleasures like socializing or shopping, they are so out of reach. I can relate to all of those, you know. I mean, if it's not that, then you end up feeling that you deal with the isolation and shame. You know how unemployment means withdrawal from family and friends, because you automatically feel like, oh my god, I am judged, and you feel that shame. Trust and believe, sometimes even if they are not judging you, but because you are in that loophole where there's no hope, there's no faith, and you feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, because you're already judging yourself, you feel like even the rest of the people around you are judging you. And so you feel like isolation is the best thing, and I'm not going to socialize, I'm not going to get on with family and friends. And also just that is brought about the fact that we live in a society that values productivity a lot. And so when you are jobless or you're unemployed, then people automatically rule you out as, I don't want to say useless, but I think the right word is a failure, right? A lot of people call you a failure because your things are not coming together. Either they say it directly or maybe indirectly, but it's just that, or maybe they don't. Like I'm saying, you're just dealing with a lot of pressure, you know, a lot of race in mind. You're overthinking almost every time, and so you end up feeling these feelings because you're judging yourself. You're the one judging yourself. We can put it like this: you impose those feelings on yourself, and so you feel like the next person is doing the exact same thing, even if they are not. I can relate to all of that. You know, if it's not that, then you deal with the struggle of mounting financial expenses of these applications, you know, the application fees, the transportation cost of going to interviews only for you to be rejected, you know, the printing of the stationery, all of those things. But let alone when you get to a point where you cannot contribute financially towards the family and you just end up feeling like a burden. I can relate to all of that. It's something that I've personally went through, and to be honest with you, no one even asked me to, but because I'm a dreamer and I've always set high goals for myself, when I got to that point, then these are the feelings and the struggles that I was battling with. And if you are in the same boat, I just want to say that it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be fine. So, but then the part 2 of this video, I just want to talk about how I dealt with those, how I got myself out of that dark hole, how I got to living again, how I got to hoping and having faith in God and literally trusting God with my life.